What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a big day.
After 3 months of waiting, we finally get to pick up our Kia Rio from the body shop.
And we're taking our brand new 2011 Honda Civic to go do it.
Just like a Lamborghini, no heated seats, but there are sport buckets.
I'd almost go as far as to say that this is actually better than a Lamborghini.
Honestly.
Now, as some of you guys may remember, back in November, our Kia Rio was in an accident by a guest. This was super unfortunate because it was in an accident literally on the second rental after it was in the body shop for months prior because of an engine problem.
In between repairs, backlogged parts, and supplements, it took forever to get this car fixed.
And today we're gonna be taking you guys along with us as we not only go pick up this car, but we figure out how much it's gonna cost, what exactly needed to be fixed, and the question that most of you are wondering most, which is how much we made.
Super. Did I have to pay for all this paper too?
No. Oh, you're good.
Where's the car? Good question, right?
Bryson, where's the Kia?
You too, see ya.
Okay, so where's the car?
He said it's somewhere down there. And we don't have a clicker, so it's gonna be fun finding it. He said, you make a left, you make a Lucy down there, you're gonna hang a Ricky, and then you're gonna go about 3 feet, 2 paces, on the left, it's a Lucy. Beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep.
Well, we do have a tracker.
Beep, 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 beep. This is more fun. Beep, 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 beep.
It's next to the restaurant. That looks like the Alamo.
Remember the Alamo, brother.
Oh, I see it. Is that it?
No.
Yes, it is. That's it.
Ooh. Is
Look
it
at
for sale?
that. So it looks like it with.
Ooh, look at that bad boy. It's so not wrecked.
It looks good.
It actually looks better. I feel like it looks better than it did whenever it wasn't wrecked. Wow. New fender liners and everything. Nice.
Okay, who's driving this car?
Not it.
I'll drive it gladly. And let's see. Man, it has been so long since not only I've been in this car, but since I've driven it, and it drives really nice. Like, this Kia, I definitely have a love-hate relationship with now that it's had so many issues over the last year, but I will say that as far as the drivability and just creature comfort standpoint, this Kia is super nice. It is super basic, manual locks, manual windows, but the car feels really good as you're driving it, and it's also a really nice size. A not so fun fact, because of the fact that this car has had so many issues over the last year, it's our worst performing car ever in the history of our Turo fleet. But hopefully 2023 will be the year that it actually redeems itself.
But this car does need a thorough interior cleaning and probably an exterior cleaning as well. We'll have to resume this when it's not raining. This car is actually already booked out for 9 a.m. tomorrow, so let's get it ready.
The next day.
Now, whenever it comes to this 2015 Kia Rio, it has been plagued with issues pretty much since the moment we bought it. A couple of months after we purchased it back in March of 2022, it ended up having a major engine issue that caused the car to be out pretty much for the entire summer and for the first part of fall. Once we finally got the issues addressed, we sent it out on a rental, and then on its second rental back, it was then in this accident, and because of backlogged parts, delays, and just a variety of other issues, the car was in the shop from November of 2022 until this month, February of 2023.
So let's talk about how much damage happened on the last rental the Kia went on. In just parts alone, it was $1,580.63. Labor came out to $2,032.42 with a small supplement of $294.95. Paint materials at $272 with the total charges coming out before tax $4,180. Now, Uncle Sam has to have his cut, so the total final amount was $4,332.84. That's a lot of damage.
It is. Now, fortunately, Turo paid for the entirety of the damage claim minus our $750 deductible because of the fact that we're on the 80% plan with our Turo cars, which means that they paid $3,582.84 for this damage.
So here's kind of like all the stuff that they did and all the labor times and all the parts amounts, and there's about like 4 pages of this to go. So they had a lot of stuff to do, and I can break it down pretty simple. They replaced the bumper cover, they replaced all of the grills and inserts that had gotten damaged from this tire. They replaced all of the underlining, the fender linings on both sides that ended up getting ripped out because of this tire. Not to mention all of the subframe and I think it was radiator core support that ended up getting back almost 90 degrees. That was probably my biggest pain point because that right there is a lot of metal work and framework that needs to be done in order to make this fix correct, not just a simple bumper cover repair plus all the paint.
And you would say that that is the main reason as to why we went and got this repaired at a shop versus having you repair it yourself, was because of that component.
Absolutely.
Now, the reason why this Kia Rio was a little bit different than all of the other claims that we've done through Turo is that we actually got this car repaired at a proper body shop. Now, typically whenever our cars are damaged, HP fixes the cars himself. So we'll take the initial quote that Turo gives us, we will then use that money to fix the car, and I would say 99.9% of the time we have a profit left over after HP fixes the car. So it's a huge win-win. But this time around, Turo actually really lowballed us for the damage, and they said that the total cost for this damage was only going to cost about $780, which means that after our deductible, we were only going to get paid out $30 total. I think it was like maybe $38 or $35.
Yeah.
It was an insanely low amount. And so HP had to make the decision, does he want to fix the car himself or do we want to take it to a shop?
Now, my first initial thought was to say, yeah, I can fix everything, but I wanted to make sure I got the entire parts list down and to see if maybe they were lowballing the cost because it maybe wouldn't cost that much to repair everything. But the more I started adding up the parts and I started realizing, man, even with some of these parts and maybe I can make this work and pull this out, it was gonna cost me alone about $800 in parts. That's my price. And that's not to mention all the time it would have took to fix some of that stuff. So it was definitely well worth it to take it to professionals. And when I saw the price coming out to over $4,000 worth of damage done, it made me feel a lot better.
And so with that logic, we took the car to the shop. We were able to get them to file a supplement because you can only file a supplement with Turo if you actually go take the car to an actual shop. You can't file a supplement if you're fixing the car yourself. And surprisingly, Turo didn't push back at all. They happily paid every single thing that we needed to pay. Well, maybe not happily, but they definitely paid it all. And so we were able to be made whole with the car. We didn't have to pay anything in addition to our $750 deductible. And even though this has been a huge bummer to deal with, the car has been out way longer than we anticipated. We ultimately are glad that we have the car back and we didn't have to pay a ton of money in order to get it fixed. Now, earlier in this video, I had mentioned that this was our worst Turo car that we have in our fleet. And not only is this like the worst performing Turo car performance-wise, but I think it is also without a doubt our worst purchase ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's been plagued with engine issues, and on top of that, a stroke of bad luck with the tire. It's really been down for the count, which begs the question, do we sell it? No, we gotta make our money back. We're gonna put that thing to work.
I feel like now we have too much money invested into this car to sell it. Like, we just have to commit to it at least for another year, and maybe in 6 months this will be a different story, but I feel like it would be a mistake to sell it at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of like stocks. It's only a bad investment if you sell.
That's horrible.
Let it ride.
That's horrible financial advice. So over the course of the last 11 months it's been rented on Turo, it has made $2,344. That does not include any expenses, and it doesn't include the actual cost of the car. So this is actually one of the few cars that we're still in the red in. Most of the time with most of our vehicles, we make our money back within about 4 or 5 months. This Kia Rio has definitely been the exception to that. And like the worst way possible.
Yeah, now granted, it's been down for like almost half the time that it's been on Turo platform, so gotta take it with a grain of salt, but you got plenty more months to come.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Now, of course, hindsight is 2020, and if HP and I could go back in time, I think we would both agree that we probably wouldn't buy the Kia Rio again if we could go back in time. But I will say that we did learn a couple of valuable lessons about the Kia. Number one is to not doubt your gut instincts. With HP and I, we told ourselves that we were never going to buy a Kia product after we sold our 2009 Kia that we purchased a number of years ago. We saw this 2015 one. We knew that we told ourselves we would never buy one, but we made an exception, and this was obviously a huge mistake. Another valuable lesson that we learned is just delegating more work. One of the reasons why the Kia Rio has been sitting for so long and was only operational for half of 2022 is because at the first part of 2022, HP and I really didn't delegate a whole lot of work out. As a result, a lot of work got backlogged and cars were sitting for long periods of time. I think the Kia Rio was the straw that broke the camel's back and making it so that we delegate work out much quicker, making faster turnaround times for all of our cars. So even though in general the Kia Rio has not been the best experience, we have had some valuable lessons out of it.
But guys, as always, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next episode.